Okay, here we go. 7 ways private servers will affect Classic WoW.
Hello sailors, this is the Dodgy Kebab, and in this video I want to talk about 7 ways private servers could shape Warcraft Classic. These realms have and still do house a huge amount of players who just want to play older versions of Warcraft before it turned into the abomination we have today. With that in mind,
I'll be right back, I didn't take a piss. There's a lot of people in that Dalaran though, what the fuck? Why is there so many people there? I'll be right back.
Alright. Hey guys. Farts.
Alright, Mike, sorry about that.
let's see how this large influx of players from private servers will change Blizzard's game in ways that are both positive and negative. One of the great things that private server players will bring to Classic is specs that were not previously viable. It's been a long time since Retail Vanilla ended, and now it's well over 10 years in fact. In that time, private server players have explored almost every single aspect of the 1.12.1 version of World of Warcraft, and specs that were seen as useless in 2006 have now been explored and mastered through certain skill tree combinations and gear setups.
I would hope so.
Private server players have had over a decade to come up with waves of specking toons in ways that would have probably seemed retarded in retail. This should bring more gameplay diversity to the game, which can only be a good thing. Following on from that is the general game experience that private server players will bring. I think retail players underestimate how dedicated and organised a lot of the top private server guilds are. A guild like Grizzly from the private server scene are going to steamroll through the content at lightning speed.
Well, I mean, is not every other 50, like, top 50 world guild in retail that organized? I mean, I feel like this is, like, if you look at, like, these top 50 world guilds, right, and, like, how serious they are, they're probably a lot more serious than a private server guild. Like, let's be honest. I mean, that being said, I think a lot of the guilds are going to clear through the content very, very quickly.
Mark my words, within 2 weeks of release, all the raid content in Classic will be beaten. I'm not joking around. Thousands of very organised players who have played this one version of Warcraft for years are going to come crashing into Classic and utterly tear through the content. These Battle for Alliance streamers who think they're the dog's bollocks are going to be left for dust by tons of players and guilds they've never even heard of. It will be glorious. With all the
I really don't think that's going to happen. Like, I don't know why you would try to say that. I mean, to compare, like, the amount, like, the level of skill and how good somebody is in Method versus the top private server players, they're just big fish in a small pond. Like, the actual high-end players that are really good at this game, like, they wouldn't even hold a candle to anybody that's, like, in Method. Right? They're not even remotely close. Like, I'll tell you this. If you were to take the top 25 or 30 people from the best private server guild in the entire world, and you sat them there and gave them infinite resources to clear a world-first raid before Method, I'd be amazed if they broke into the top 10. They're not even remotely close. But if you gave Method the same resources to do Classic WoW, the outcome would be relatively similar. Like, that's the truth, man. These things are hilarious. Well, I don't know about that. Different content, not accurate metric. Well, no, what I'm saying is that the private server players can't do what Method players can do, and anybody can do what the private server players can do. Like, it's not hard to clear Naxxramas, or it's not hard to clear BWL. Well, let's be real. In live that play on private, well, yeah, sure. But what I'm saying is, like, the private server players are not as good as the retail players. It's not even remotely close.
These highly skilled and trained private server players running about, we now need to talk about the possible horror show that may await in classic.
Here's another example. In the dueling tournament, who won? That's right, Venruki won.
So we have these guys that have been playing on private servers, but as we know, private servers are not 100% accurate. Many of the values and systems are just guesswork and created with numbers based on old YouTube footage recorded during vanilla. People seem to have made the statement,
private servers are not 100% accurate,
and then just left it there. But there's a gigantic pitfall which people seem to have not spoken about. What if these value guesses on private servers have actually generated something that is harder than what vanilla really was? What if Blizzard's actual systems and values are not as difficult as what private server interpretations are? What?
Well, I thought that was guaranteed. Because I thought for sure private servers intentionally buffed the mobs and the raids to make them harder than they were in vanilla WoW to accommodate for, you know, maybe a little bit of inaccurate scripting. So, I mean, this isn't a possibility. This is a fact. I'm pretty sure they did that. 100% sure they did that. Okay, let's go.
Happens then is thousands of people who are used to slugging it out in hard mode are suddenly released into a game that to them at least is Scrub Lord easy mode, and then oh boy, it'll be fireworks on every major forum. What follows that is an outcry to Blizzard to buff all the content, while at the same time a group of people screaming for hashtag no changes. On private servers, players have been playing high quality versions.
I'm not supposed to. If I had known Alex was in there, I'm not supposed to show him. But anyway, I think that's what's already happened, right? That's literally what's already happened. Is that people thought the elite damage was so low in vanilla WoW that if like in the beta that they thought for sure that it was a bug, and Blizzard actually went back and tested it themselves. And I think this is more evidence of the fact that people have a selective memory of vanilla being harder than it actually was for a number of different reasons. And whenever you combine that with the fact that private servers actually are harder than vanilla by design, then yeah, obviously you're going to have people that are confused. 100%.
Of vanilla World of Warcraft. Not perfect, there are still bugs, but these days it's nothing game breaking, and these servers are free. Now Blizzard wants you to ditch those and pay $15 a month for a real Blizzard created realm. That's all fine and dandy, and I'm sure many people will take them up on this proposition. However, bugs will no longer be tolerated at all. Back in 2005, people could let it slip. Can't kill Cthulhu because he's literally impossible? Well, it's not like we're going to go back to EverQuest, so I guess we'll just have to wait until it's fixed. That shit won't fly now.
Yeah.
People are going to expect flawless quality. Even minor bugs are going to get the ex-private server players angry.
You have to expect a few bugs to slip by Blizzard.
The retail fanboys will cry.
This shit works on the Starius, and that was free.
The ex-private...
Of course, there's bugs on Nostalrius too, though. Like the thing is that nobody's going to be playing private servers whenever Classic actually comes out, except for people who are literally too poor or too autistic to actually play on a normal server. Like, why would anybody play on a private server? Like, there's literally no reason to. Like, if you can't afford to play Classic WoW, maybe you're going to play on a private server, right? And I'm pretty sure that's always been the case. But for the most part, yeah, everybody's going to play Classic. And yeah, there's going to be a few bugs. And you know what? That's fine. Because I'd rather there be a few bugs than have to go and play on some random fucking server that's run by clowns that are selling gold under the table. Like, that's the way that I see it. Better population gaps, higher density of skilled players, so they're more interesting competition. Well, I mean, on like Classic, well, yeah, I would kind of assume so. I would assume that most skilled players are going to be playing on the actual realm because they'd be the ones that are most invested in their character, and they'd be the ones that don't want to have their character randomly deleted because of, you know, like some server admin getting mad.
Server players will yell,
"What's the point in paying $15 a month if it's only a minor step up?"
They will continue, Private
What do you mean? Like, anybody that says that's a fucking dumbass. Like, the main reason why you're paying $15 a month is because it's run by Blizzard and you have a certain degree of certainty that you're not going to have your character randomly deleted and things aren't being sold under the table. Like, that's the main reason why I never played on a private server. It's not because I had any moral qualms against copyright law. I never gave a shit about that to begin with. I don't want to level a fucking character to level 43 and then find out the server gets shut down. I would be so mad if that happened. That's the main thing. Yes, you're basically paying insurance. Pretty much, yeah, you're right. Run by Blizzard doesn't mean shit in 2019. Yeah, it does. Like, I think run by Blizzard is a lot more reassuring than run by Shinna. Okay? Let's be real.
server players are going to expect realms that are miles better than the free realms they are used to. If Blizzard delivers something that is anything less than stellar, those ex-Nostarius players are going to make a lot of noise and give them hell.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Something private server players are used to now is an unlocked world chat channel.
Yeah.
Local defense, trade and recruitment channels are always dead. This could go one of two ways. Either everyone bundles into World Chat and it turns into the same style free-for-all that we're used to, or it goes a totally different way and Discord comes into play. People setting up Discords for each classic realm wouldn't surprise me. A place where both Horde and Alliance have a live realm chat running while they play is something I think will happen. But the overarching idea that, like private servers, there's a single place that most of the realm are all there chatting away to each other, no matter what zone they are in. While we are on the subject of chat, there's a good...
I think that people are overestimating the influence of private server players on the realms. The amount of people that are playing on private servers, like let's say Nostarius, for example, it was one of the most popular private servers, had 10,000 people playing on it. Like, private server players are such a minute fraction of the population, they're less than 1%. They're not going to have any sort of a meaningful impact on the server because there's not that many of them. Warmain has 10,000 plus, Lights Hope has 12,000. Well, still, you're comparing like thousands to millions. I mean, and also, like, a lot of those people are probably not going to be playing private servers afterwards either. Wrong again. Concurrent players. 15,000 concurrent? Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that that's not that many people. Whenever you consider people from all over the world, there's 15,000 people playing. There's twice as many people as that watching my stream right now. And my stream doesn't have a very big impact on the WoW community in general. Like, some people know of me, some people don't. But I wouldn't say it's had any sort of an impact either. Like, you can use my stream as a very good example of a parallel.
Reason that a large portion of people will take the Discord chat over something like Blizzard's own realm chat, and that's to avoid Blizzard's
getting
chat
banned.
Ban hammers.
Yep,
on private
that's
servers,
true.
People are very used to being able to talk on global channels about pretty much anything. The old school Barons chat was like Sesame Street compared to the very politically incorrect chat that people are used to having on private servers. I think a lot of people are so used to being able to talk about their political ideas and sharing very edgy jokes while playing WoW. The Blizzard in-game chat channels are going to be a bit of a shock to them. Ban hammers are going to be swung, or the chat will just migrate to Discord. Finally, if you think that people are going to be playing Classic just like they did in 2005, then think again, son. Quality of life changes are widespread on vanilla private servers these days, thanks to various add-ons that were not around in 2005. Questy tracks your quests, gives you mob tooltips, as well as giving tooltips on items and adds marker points to your map. Equipment Compare adds auto gear compare like found in later versions of Warcraft back into vanilla. Postal adds many mailing features into vanilla, like sending multiple items at once to people and auto-complete in the text box. A major one, which is a bit of a game changer, is the add-on that lets you help find groups for dungeons, which is also in use on vanilla servers. Plus, let's not forget the gear score add-on that got backported
Relax.
to Burning Crusade thanks to the private server community. So,
Okay.
enjoy your entire launch week without the quality of life changes, because by week 2, the same group of people that managed to ruin Burning Crusade private servers by backporting gear score will be back to ruin Classic with the same add-ons. Right, that's it. That's 7 ways private.
That it's not going to ruin the game. Like gear score and everything like that. You guys, like, it's not going to ruin the game. Like, there is going to be a website that people are going to have a gear score for in Classic WoW. If you don't like that, great, welcome to the club. I don't either. But that's still what's going to happen. Like, I mean, is there anybody in here who's dumb and delusional enough to think that there's not going to be something that basically mirrors gear score that's created within the first 3 months of the game, that then people use as the Bible to determine whether somebody is good or not? Everybody is going to have that, all right? And if you don't like that, that's fine. Here's how you get around that, is you join a guild and you don't need to worry about it anymore, because everybody is just going to be doing the same fucking shit. And it doesn't matter what kind of gear you have, because you're playing with your friends. That's the only way that you can really get around that. Like, I don't even know what my Raider IO score is, because I always just play with my guild, right? I ask in guild, hey, does anybody want to do this Mythic plus 10 or whatever, right? And that's the way that Classic was good, but that also doesn't mean that, like, outside of that, there aren't going to be other arbitrary metrics in the game, right? That's it. Blizzard should block Armory APIs so they can't do anything like that. Well, they'll just do it a separate website. I mean, like, the thing is, like, they will, trust me, where there's a will, there's a way, all right? And you can dislike it all you want, but that's what's going to happen.
Server's going to affect WoW Classic. You've had your lot, off you go.
Was the intro really all this time? Why is the intro, the outro is 2 minutes? It's a 2-minute outro? What the fuck? Like, is he gonna say anything? Was this like the F-Zero soundtrack? Go get 10-minute ad revenue? All right, let's read the comments here. Here we go. 3-minute long outro to reach the 10-minute mark. Absolute shit horsey, lads. All right, let's see if we responded to this. Don't blame me. I don't decide YouTube's policy of tripling a video ad worth if it passes 10 minutes. YouTube made that decision. Why not fill it with additional content? Like, trust me. Like, listen, Dodgy, like, if you ever watch this, listen, bro. I can drag your video out for longer than, like, I'm going to drag this out for like 25 minutes. All right? So, you know, you're used to playing Classic. You're used to things taking forever. Just get used to it. Just drag things out a little bit longer. You know what? Bring up some examples. Create arbitrary analogies that have no point in anything. Bring up an irrelevant personal anecdote that has nothing to do with the video at all, that you just bring up maybe 4 minutes into the video and just start talking about that for 3 minutes, right? And then you get back to it later on. And then at the end of it, start talking about how much you appreciate people watching the videos, start talking about how much you appreciate Classic. That's another 2.5 minutes. Before you know it, you're at a 17.5-minute video and you just made $250 off of it, okay? Like, trust me, guys. Like, I am the absolute best at drawing out content. Like, I can do this all day. And we literally made an emote for it, okay? We made an emote for it. Like, you start off the video. So you could start off the video with talking about a history of the private servers and the ones that are the most popular. And you can talk about the, you know, like, what's this here? You can show some gear. Where's the rest of this? Maybe show some clears from these different guilds. You know what? Why don't you go through every single different speed clear for each different raid and then explain how that speed clear happened? Why would you do that? Because you're just trying to get more ad revenue. There's 1,000 ways to do it, man. Yeah, I'm literally doing it right now. And that's the whole joke. There it is. There it is. See? It worked. It's fucking easy, man. It's so fucking easy. Or they make shitty videos for money. Yeah, I'm just saying, man, like, it's not a big deal. It's actually me unsubbed. Yeah, see, the private server people, like, I think that it's a mistake to try to ever pander to private server players. They're only waiting for an excuse to hate you. And they'll find one way or another. They're just always like very, very resentful, unhappy people. And trying to make those people your audience is always a big mistake. You don't want to have people that you need to like constantly like basically like grovel for their approval. It's very, very disgusting, and it's also not healthy at all. Let's see. Are you even trying? Jesus Christ. People really didn't like this video. Holy shit. Because everyone that played a private server, Panda and Beyond, will run to Classic, right? Well, yeah, I would assume so. I'm thinking of just staying on Warmane. Don't they sell gear on Warmane? I'm not sure, though. Did I not? That's why we have Classic released them in? I don't know about that. I mean, I think the private server community, it's not really the private server community, it's the people that were speaking out with that, right? Yeah, Warmane sells gold. So yeah, this guy, I'm sure that if you asked him, hey, how would you feel about having WoW tokens in Classic? He'd be like, oh no, I don't want that. But then he's playing on fucking Warmane, dude. That's so sad. Oh my god, man. Did a review on a server? What is the rest of this? Sharon's perfect. What is this here? Yeah, anyway, so this guy, the main thing that we learned about this video is that Dodgy really needs to do a better job dragging out content. Trust me, guys, whenever I can say that I do this very, very well. I'm a real champion at this.